Hello and welcome to another match reaction on Football Talk Podcast. My name is Ozzy and I'm your host for today's show. What a win for the Reds as Liverpool managed to beat Brighton 2-1 at Anfield. Klopp manages to get one over De Zerbi before the season concludes and Salah delivers and gets the match winner. Liverpool are now back at the top of the throne as City and Arsenal's game ended goalless. So a great Easter weekend for Liverpool altogether. So let's review the match and discuss the key moments. But before we do that, let's have a look at the lineup. So I will share the screen with you guys and then we can talk about both teams' lineups and see how I sort of predicted in terms of who would start and what were the surprise sort of selections for us. So let's begin with the Liverpool team. No huge surprises. The only surprise for me was that Konate didn't start in this game. So we had Kwanzaa that came in. Gomez, as expected, started at left back due to Robertson's injury in international duty and Tsimikas playing far too many minutes that you normally would during international week as he was part of a playoff fixture for Greece. In terms of the midfield, exactly what I expected, are probably best midfield available right now. Diaz, Salah on the wings. Núñez was a bit of a surprise as he was, I'll say, slightly injured before. He had a hamstring injury, so I thought he might not be in rest. But he leads the line for us. For Brighton, it was a back four rather than back three. So you've got Estupinan, Dunk, Van Heck, and Veltman in a traditional back four. And you've got Baliba and Grouse. I thought Milner might have played, but I don't think he was even in the squad in the end. Adingra, who was, a live wire throughout this game. Moda as a number 10. Lamptey playing a bit more advanced as a right wing back, or should I say right midfielder in that formation right now. And then you've got Danny Welbeck leading the line. So no huge surprise in terms of the team selection. But yeah, it was a great game altogether. So let's start with the first half review. And awful start for Liverpool as Welbeck smashes the ball into the back of the net in the opening minute. A combination of mistakes. Bradley firstly gives the ball away initially. Adingra attacks the left-hand side, squares a pass towards the middle of the box. First, Szoboszlai stabs the ball towards Van Dijk to try and clear the attack away. Van Dijk controls the ball, and the ball ends up falling to Welbeck. And fair play to him, he smashed it in top bin to give Seagulls the lead. But after that moment, Liverpool were very dominant and on the front foot. Salah had a shot from the edge of the box around the 8th minute, very, very close, just misses the post. McAllister also has a crack with the outside of his foot, fortunately goes over the bar. And moments later, McAllister was unfairly booked on his challenge on Adingra. It was definitely a foul, don't get me wrong, but the ref produced a very delayed reaction. Probably got one of his boys in the VAR office to help him aid with that decision there because if you're right in front of play, you should know if it's a foul or not. And this is the problem I have with VAR. It was developed to help provide the referee with assistance and try to present more clear-cut sort of decisions, not to do their job on their behalf. But, when you've got technology in the way, it is misused. And that is what's the case with our incompetent referees in this league. But anyway, back to the game. Salah has a fantastic shot in the 18th minute. For me, probably should have scored, was inside the box there. But Liverpool equalised in the 26th minute, and it was thoroughly deserved. Salah heads the ball towards the 6-yard box. Diaz applies an acrobatic effort to hit the back of the net. Great finish. Not sure what the Brighton players were complaining about. It's a legitimate goal. Credit to Liverpool, who showed patience throughout their build-up to that goal. And for me, they were the better team. Liverpool were in control, and it was only a matter of time before Liverpool scored. And I was pleased for Diaz on a personal level, who for me has produced some great performances in the last few weeks, and he needed that goal to add to his tally. Salah, once again, has a clear-cut chance just outside the box, around the half-an-hour mark. This opportunity, I think he should have buried it because he had the full goal in front of him. But in the end, it was a tame effort straight at the goalkeeper. Diaz also has another shot a few moments later with his side foot. No real conviction in a shot, straight at the goalkeeper again. Núñez almost scores an audacious shot from close range. He's fallen on the ground in the penalty box. Somehow, whilst he's on the floor, he hits a sliding shot. And I feel like it hit the inside of the post. So, but yeah, overall, a great first half. As I mentioned, Liverpool have been dominating the game since that opening goal. And I love the fluidity that Liverpool were playing in terms of the formation. Players were playing in different positions. There was no sort of static setup whatsoever. And Brighton was struggling to keep up with Liverpool. And they were finding it very hard to mark players or disrupt the intensity in the level of play. For me, at that stage, I was thinking Liverpool need to continue this form into the second half, and that winning goal will surely come. And that's exactly how it panned out. Second half, positive start for Liverpool yet again. McAllister almost makes it 2-0 as Joe Gomez rips in a great cross from that left-hand side. McAllister tries to nod it into the bottom corner, just misses the target. And then Szoboszlai hits an arrow of a shot from the right-hand side around the hour mark. He just misses the post. And at that stage, Liverpool were playing some good football, very possession-based, with less intensity than the first half. But I think that pretty much showed in terms of the second goal. Lovely cross from Szoboszlai to McAllister, who throws an inch-perfect pass to Mohamed Salah, who's clear in front of goal. And, you know, in those sort of situations, Salah never misses, and he hits the back of the net. Great move from the Reds. Liverpool hit back of the nets again through a Salah through ball. Sublime pass it was to Diaz, who scores from close range. Unfortunately, ruled out by VAR. Now, I haven't got my Liverpool hat on there. I'm just speaking in terms of what I saw. Is it just me, or did the line not look straight when they were drawing it in terms of figure out if that was offside or not? It looked a bit bent to me, but I think that was a goal. I think it was like literally millimeters away, and because they've aligned the line a little bit, that was them justifying that it wasn't a goal. But you know, I'm not saying there was some sort of agenda, but sometimes it feels like it is. But hey, we move on. In terms of Liverpool throughout the game, they produced another counter-attack moments later. Diaz flying into this attacking half, threads the through ball to Mohamed Salah, who drives with the ball on that left-hand side this time. He takes a shot straight at Verbergen. Good save from the goalkeeper, to be fair. Some may question say that he should have passed the ball there. I think in that sort of position, you got to go for goals. So yeah, it was a good shot in the end. Dunk almost gets the equalizer from a free kick for Brighton. His header is low, but Kelleher makes a fantastic save. Looks like the defender was offside, but nonetheless, a great save from the keeper, who wouldn't have known at the time. Diaz, who for me has been fantastic in this game, goes an amazing run on that left-hand side, cuts in, takes a shot. Fortunately, his shot just goes wide. Harvey Elliott just comes off the bench to replace Darwin Núñez, almost scores with his first touch, but his first header towards goal misses the target. Salah has a fantastic chance in the 89th minute with a right-footed shot, but Verbergen makes the crucial save. I think the ball took a slight touch off Baliba, and it pretty much took this thing out of the ball. Salah then has another shot in the last minute of the game, but his shot is dragged wide. But in the end, that concludes the game. And overall, a well-deserved win for the Reds. The opening goal took everyone by surprise. But the good thing about it was it didn't seem to affect the players, who continued to march on and play some great football throughout the game. I think our finishing could have been better. And the 2-1 result seems like it was a close game. Far from it, in my opinion. We dominated from that second minute onwards and showed our class throughout the game. Now, this was a must-win game for Liverpool. Well, to be fair, every game is a must-win. But this victory brings us back to the top of the league, as it was endless. As it ended goalless against City and Arsenal. So this was, for me, a great performance from the Reds. Considering the players have just come back from international duty, you'd never think that the team have been away for a couple of weeks and haven't played as a collective since then. So for me, a great performance and a great result to tip off the Easter weekend, I guess. So what we'll do now is we'll do the player ratings, and I can discuss individual performances in a bit more detail. So let me present the graphic for you guys. And here we go. So let's start with Kelleher. So for me, to be fair to Kelleher, not much to do in the first half. He was pretty much a spectator Didn't really make any saves. Liverpool were very dominant. I know they scored first, but that was just one of those finishes where, you go clap your hands. You can't really do much about that one. But I think throughout the game, whenever he was called upon, he was very good. I think his distribution was very good in this game, and he was a calm presence at the back. So for me, in terms of his performance today, I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10. Now, in terms of Conor Bradley, another decent performance from our right back. Showed some good moments in his attacking play. I think he maybe could have been a bit better in terms of the final third. His final pass was just a bit lacking for me in this game. But defensively, he did well, made some crucial blocks, especially as he was facing Adingra, who was a constant menace throughout that game. But no, overall, I think he had a good performance. So for Conor Bradley, I'm going to give him a 7.5 out of 10 as well. Kwanzaa, what a performance from our centre-back. For me, as the game went on, he got better. He's so composed on the ball. What really impressed me about his performance in this game was his bravery in terms of his tackling and recovery, but also driving with the ball out of the defense. Very Matip-esque the way he does it, and he does it so well. I saw a commanding performance from our young centre-back. Slightly off topic there. So why is it no one talking about Kwanzaa as a player that could be in the England squad for the Euros? Now, everyone's raving about 18-year-old Maino from Manchester United, but Kwanzaa, similar age, for me, deserves a shout, and he's been fantastic for Liverpool all season in the Premier League and in the Europa League, and the centre-back department for England lacks quality. So, selfishly, I would want him to stay, let him have a breather and go on holiday rather than play for England. But in terms of his performance this season, I think he's well deserved. He deserves to be selected in that squad on his merit. So just some food for thought there, because I haven't really heard anyone talk about Kwanzaa possibly playing for England. But in terms of this game and this performance, I thought he was fantastic. So for me, I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10. Virgil van Dijk, a dominant performance from our captain, a calm and influential presence in the back line, showed a bit of aggression in some moments of the game, had a little tussle with Van Heck there, which, I like to see from our players. But overall, a solid performance, great distribution as always, and played a part in the second goal for Liverpool as well. So for me, Van Dijk gets an 8 out of 10. I think Kwanzaa just slightly has a better ranking for me. I feel like Kwanzaa really stood out for me in the second half. But hey, as a combination, they were fantastic together. And Joe Gomez, a solid performance from our fullback. Similar to Bradley, I thought he was defensively good, but Gomez gave the ball away quite a few times throughout the game. So for me, a bit of focus needs to be, tuned up a little bit and a bit better on the ball in terms of his distribution. But overall, a good performance, as Brighton didn't get much joy on their right-hand side, and Joe Gomez pretty much kept Tariq Lamptey very quiet throughout the game. So for me, Joe Gomez gets a 7.5 out of 10 as well. Now let's start with Endo. For me, what a performance from our number 8. He was pretty much everywhere. So good in terms of his defensive play, so energetic, and he applied it fantastically throughout the game. His distribution was so effective. He might not be doing those Hollywood passes, those 50-yard passes around the pitch, but for me, his neat passing keeps the possession of the ball. And for me, because he's been in such great form recently, he's allowed players like McAllister to play their natural game, and he's been a great base for our midfield, and he's been a great protection for the defense as well. So credit to Wataru Endo. I think he's been fantastic this season, and this performance, very, very good for me. So for this rating, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. McAllister, another sensational performance from Mac 10. I've said this several times this season. 35 million seems like absolute daylight robbery, but what a player we have in our hands. He was fantastic yet again. I like him as a right-sided 8. I know he can play as a left-sided 8 as well, but I feel like he's more effective in that role. It seems to play a bit more of a natural game, obviously being right-footed. But yeah, he looks very comfortable. But that's the good thing about McAllister. He's so multifunctional. And he's not just one of those players that can fill in the gaps and play different roles. He plays those roles to a great standard, whether he's as the number 6 or if he's as a left-sided 8 or a right-sided 8, even as a 10. He can do all of these different roles with great effect. So that's why I believe we've got a fantastic player on our hands. And for me, definitely one of the signings of the season by a country mile. What really impressed me in this game, but throughout the season as well, is this variation of passing that he showed in this game. He was just levels above everyone. That assist for Salah's goal was sublime and inch perfect. But for me, it's just more than his passing ability. His influence in the team can't be questioned. He dictates play, keeps possession of the ball, presses very well from the front, and he plays with great intensity. And he showed that especially in the first half. Another impressive performance from the Argentine midfielder. So for me in this game, he gets a 9 out of 10. On to his partner in midfield, Szoboszlai. For me, he was fantastic in this game. Looks like he's finding his form and rhythm once again. Played as a left-sided 8 in the first half. Then he switched over as a right-sided 8. But it didn't matter what side of the midfield he was playing. He was very effective in both roles. Played with more confidence and more freedom in this game, finding small pockets. And for me, his passing was very quick and tidy, which definitely helped in terms of the tempo of our play. So a great performance from Dominik Szoboszlai. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Now let's go to Mohamed Salah. So a decent performance from the Egyptian king. He seemed to be really up for the game. Played with great energy from the first minute. Probably should have scored a lot more goals, if I'm being brutally honest. He had plenty of chances. I believe he had the highest ratio of chances from an attacking player since Zlatan Ibrahimovic. He had 12 shots in the game. So yeah, probably should have done a bit better. There were a couple of chances where I feel like he should have buried it for sure. But for me, regardless of that, I thought his passing was very good, especially in the final third. And another goal to his tally, which is now 16 goals in 25 appearances this season in the league. So yeah, he's trying to get that golden boot, and he's not far off in my opinion. So overall, a good performance from Mohamed Salah. I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Luis Diaz, sensational once again. Showed a lot of flair and skill in his play in this fixture. He's playing with real confidence, which is so good to see. It wasn't that long ago that some sections of the fan base were questioning his ability. Well, I hope he's answered some of those doubters now, because he's been our best attacker in the last few weeks. Got a goal in the first half. Feel like maybe he should have got a second, but unfortunately he was ruled out for offside. Overall, a great performance from the Colombian, and long may it continue, because he's definitely had an impact in this last couple of months, and hopefully he can help us win some silverware, especially this Premier League title that we're going after. So for me, he gets an 8.5 out of 10. There we go. Darwin Núñez. So I have to be brutally honest. For me, not a great afternoon for Darwizi. I thought in the first half he was pretty much non-existent, hardly got a touch of the ball. But in the second half, he picked up, was involved a lot more. But then again, his decision-making for me was quite poor in the second half. At times, he held on to the ball far too long. And in terms of his passing selection, I think he picked the wrong passes several times. A rusty performance from our striker, but hopefully he'll be better in the next fixture. So for me, I can't really give him too much of a higher ranking. It has to be a 6 out of 10 for me. So this is my first 11 rating of the players. Drop a comment and let me know what you guys think. Have I been a bit harsh with some, or should I have bumped up certain scores of some of the players here? Drop a comment and let me know what you think. In terms of the man of the match, as you can see, you know he's got the highest rating here. Alexis McAllister. He was fantastic. And yeah, another great performance from our midfielder. So yeah, against his former club as well. So that probably added a bit of spice for him to, you know, really show off in terms of his performance and his capability. He was fantastic. So yeah, that's my man of the match. what I'll do before I conclude the show, I will quickly speak about the subs. None of them play for that many minutes, so it'll be a quick and easy one. So Harvey Elliott came on for Darwin Núñez. And then we had Gakpo coming on for Diaz. And then the final one was Gravenberch coming on for Szoboszlai. So Gravenberch, and then just switch to these two around. Yeah, so that's how it ended up being. So Harvey Elliott was the first sub that came on. Yeah, had a decent performance. I can't remember him being involved too much. The first involvement was the flicked header from the corner that just went across the goal, just missed the target. And I showed some good sort of touches and passing throughout the game, but not heavily involved. So for me, he gets a 6 out of 10. And then Gakpo came on for about, 5-10 minutes? He didn't really play for that long. I remember him making a run on the left-hand side. I feel like that should be his role. For Netherlands, that is where he plays. He got a couple of assists against Scotland the other day. So might need to start utilizing him in that role a bit more. I feel like when he plays as a number 9, it doesn't suit him. I think the false 9 thing worked last season because we have Firmino. So there was already that sort of understanding to how we set up tactically. But this season, we've been a bit more of a direct team. And I don't feel like he suits as the traditional number 9. False 9, yes, he can certainly do a job. But there's times where I feel like he goes a bit missing in games, goes a bit lost. So for me, yeah, it's not his natural game. On the left, he looks a bit more comfortable when he's driving with the ball. So yeah, he hasn't really found his sort of real form or real position in the team. But at least we've got a player in our hands who can play in different roles. Some have questioned his future at the club. I think it's too early to make those sort of suggestions. We don't know who the manager will be next season. But no, as long as he's contributing to the team and helps us win some more trophies this season, for me, he'll always get my support. So yeah, I'm not here to really bash our current players right now. He's had a poor few weeks. Let's be brutally honest. But, as long as he improves and helps the team, that's what counts in the end. So in terms of his performance today, I couldn't really rate him that much. Played very, very minimal. So 5 out of 10. Same with Gravenberch. Good to see him back on the pitch, to be fair. He's been out for a few weeks. So another body for us, another midfielder that's available for selection. So for me, that's a positive. He only played for 2-3 minutes. So for me, he gets an average performance of 5 out of 10 there. So yes, that's my rating for today. So thank you for everyone for tuning in. Just got a comment here from Daz. He says, bless up, Ozzy. So bless up to you, Daz. Thank you for your comment. Thank you for tuning in as well. Just got another comment here from Redbird D9. It says, Wataru unlocked Super Mac and he's allowed now to do what we knew he could instead of playing out of position. 100%. I feel like the form of Endo has definitely allowed McAllister to really excel and show his qualities. But even as a 6, I know some might not agree. I don't mind McAllister as a 6. I still feel like he did a good job there. But yes, when he's playing as a number 8, more freedom. He's able to dictate play a lot more. When you're playing as a number 6, most of the time you're facing your own goal rather than the opposing goal. So it's all about having those half turns and then trying to make things happen. Whereas, and as a number 8, you're able to see the whole pitch in front of you. So he's able to influence the game a lot more. So no, Wataru Endo for me has been fantastic. And yes, it's definitely allowed the likes of McAllister and Szoboszlai to really up their game, especially McAllister. 35 million, as I mentioned earlier on, daylight robbery. So yeah, it's such a good thing to see us having a midfielder that is so multifunctional, can play in different roles. And yeah, long may it continue because we've got a great player in our hands there. And I feel like he's only going to get better. I don't feel like this is his level. I feel like there's more levels to unlock. So yeah, good time for us Liverpool fans there. And yeah, so that wraps us for today. So thank you for everyone for tuning in. Thank you to Daz and Redbird D9 for your comments. Appreciate your contribution as always. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Lots of content coming this way. So tomorrow I'll be doing a match week 30 review of the Premier League. And then I'll also be doing a match preview of Liverpool versus Sheffield United. This fixture is on Wednesday. So yeah, no rest for the wicked. A lot of fixtures for Liverpool. And then on Wednesday, I'll be doing a match reaction, 50-50 on the watch along. So I'll let you guys know. But yeah, we'll definitely be doing a match reaction on the Wednesday evening. And then Thursday, we'll be doing the match preview of Liverpool versus Manchester United. Well, it's at Old Trafford, so Manchester United versus Liverpool. So, yep, it's time for revenge for that fixture from the FA Cup tie. But we'll discuss that in more detail in due time. So as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I hope to see you all very, very soon. Goodbye. Welcome to OZWRLD, the home of custom and unique designs referencing the football world. Our designs are tailor-made for all football fans, so express your views through the clothing you wear. Purchase your shirt today at OZWRLD.co.uk.